The Southwest Florida housing market just took a turn, and if you're looking to buy or sell in Naples, Fort Myers, Bonita, or Cape Coral, this is your warning. Inventory is rising, homes are sitting longer, and prices, well, they're not consistent across the board. So stay with me, I've got the hard numbers and what they mean for you. My name is Kim Feltis. I get calls from people like you all the time looking to make a move to Southwest Florida. Love helping you guys, so give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email, and let's talk about your real estate needs. And also, hit that like and subscribe button below so that you can get the latest updates on what's going on in Southwest Florida real estate. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a dive into the April 2025 market update for Naples, Fort Myers, Bonita Springs, Estero, and Cape Coral. In short, here's the pulse. Median prices are leveling out in most areas. Homes are taking longer to sell, giving buyers more opportunity to leverage their purchases. Inventory has crept up year over year. However, they are dipping month to month for the first time in quite a while. Sellers are still getting close to their list price, but the gap is growing in some cities. First, we're going to take a look at the median sales price by city. And Naples, of course, is still leading the pack. Their median sale price, which is among all property types, not just single-family homes, is $600,000, showing a slight decrease of 7.7% from year to year. Bonita Springs Estero also has a decrease of about 11.3%, and their median is now at $550,000. Fort Myers is holding steady at $365,000 with no significant change month over month, and Cape Coral dropped slightly to $369,000, about a 7.8% dip from last year. So a good takeaway from this is luxury markets like Naples are holding value. The more mid-range markets like Cape Coral are softening a little bit. Inventory is a huge signal right now year over year. But if you look at it month to month, we have finally peaked and we're starting to drop slightly. So Cape Coral has listings at 3,880, which we also have Fort Myers at 1,834. Naples has 7,024 units, and Bonita Springs Estero has 2,116 active listings. And as you can see, they're all up from last year. Considerably, I guess you would say. And what that basically says is that buyers have more options to purchase from, and with more options that gives them more time to make a decision because they can take their time to look around and see what's the optimum home for what they're looking to purchase for. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at average days on the market. Bonita Springs has an average of 78 days on the market, and Naples is 83, Cape Coral is 83, and Fort Myers is 79. So buyers are still taking their time, but with that, they have a lot better options that they can pick from, so they are a little bit more choosy as well. So what I would say is market your home price-wise as well as you can. Don't try to maximize your profit on the home, because if you sit on the market and the prices are still dropping slightly, you could end up following that market dive, and you're going to end up losing more money over the long run because your home's going to sit on the market for an average of 78 to 80 days. And in that time frame, if the market dips a little bit in price, if you would have listed it at say $750,000 when you first listed it, and then you wait 80 days, if the market is going down say 3%, you're going to lose that 3% off of your purchase price that you originally had it listed at. So you could have to do a couple of price reductions just to get back to where you're at the market, so you could lose more money by waiting to price it correctly. Now, one thing inventory does not show, and I forgot to mention this, was a lot of the new construction communities do not put their homes on MLS, so those numbers are not in these figures. So there are a little bit more new construction homes out there in the marketplace than what is showing just because of that. So next we're going to jump into the last list to sold price ratio, which what this tells me is whether your home is priced correctly or not, because in my mind, if the home sells at 100% of what you have it listed at, you're either right at the market or you could be slightly below market because it's selling quickly. If our average days on market is 80 and you sell your home in 5 days at 100% of the list price, then more than likely you timed the market perfectly, or you may have even lowered it a little bit more than what the market was thinking. And that's a good way to get rid of your home in a quick amount of time instead of letting it sit on the market for the full 70 to 80 days. Now Naples, their homes are selling at around 95% of the list price. So again, to make this make sense to you, if you listed your home at $1 million and it sold in the 80 days with no price reductions for $950,000, that would be what that relates to. Now that doesn't mean that if you originally listed the house at $1.3 million and then 6 months later you've done 5 reductions to $1 million and then it sells at $950,000, that would be the same number because it's going by the last list price, not your first list price and then every price reduction that you've had since then. So Bonita Springs and Estero is at 95.7, Fort Myers is at 95.5, and Cape Coral is at 97.4, which is the strongest among the 4. So a tip for sellers is price smart, and for buyers, negotiate wisely, because there are a little bit of wiggle room in both sides of that. So just make sure that if you're selling a home, price it correctly in the beginning so that you don't have to follow the market's decrease if it's going to continue going that way and lose more money in the end. So what does this all mean to you? Well, if you're a buyer, you have more inventory to look at, so take your time and look at what you are really focused on. Do your list of things that are non-negotiable, and then do a list of things that you would like to have but you can deal without if you have to, and then focus on those homes, but don't rule one out just because of the price, because like I said, if you can get 5% less than what it's actually listed at, you can look a little bit higher than what you plan on spending and then negotiate that down a little bit. So there is, like I said, there's a little bit of room to negotiate there. So if you're a seller, focus on being realistic with your pricing and do that up front. A lot of agents are going to tell you, yes, I can get you X amount of dollars for your listing, just so that they can get the listing, because it's going to be more attractive to you to think that they're going to be able to market your home better than anybody else. When in reality, the market dictates what is going to happen, not the agent, because most agents, all they do is put it on the MLS and hope that other people look at your house on the MLS and then schedule showings. So with that in mind, pricing is the number one focus when it comes to selling your house. Staging and condition matter more than ever, because you want that house to look as good as possible when the people come into it. If they see that there's things that need addressing with it, it's not going to be as favorable for them to want to purchase that home when they have other options that are better than that on the market right now. So that's your April 2025 Southwest Florida real estate update. If you're planning on buying or selling in Naples, Bonita, Fort Myers, or Cape Coral, send me a message today and I'll give you your personalized game plan. Don't forget to like, comment, and put your zip code in there so I can understand where people are calling me from. And subscribe to next month's breakdown, and I'll talk to you then.